Prince William in tears as Princess Anne shares the king's final request. This moment is more than just a headline, it's a deeply emotional event that grabs attention because it's rare for a member of the royal family, especially someone like Prince William, to show such vulnerability. The royal family is often seen as composed, controlled, and reserved in public, so when a moment like this occurs, it makes us stop and think. Why is Prince William, who is usually known for his calm and strong demeanor, so visibly moved? What could have triggered such an emotional response from him, especially when it comes to a family matter as personal as this? The royal family often lives under a microscope, and every action, every word, every gesture is scrutinized by the public. However, this situation is different. It's not about an official royal event or a planned speech, it's about a deeply personal moment shared between family members. Princess Anne, known for her private nature and strong sense of duty, is revealing something incredibly intimate: the king's final wish. This in itself is a rare moment because Princess Anne, unlike some other royal members, doesn't often seek attention or share personal family matters with the public. So what is it about the king's final wish that made her open up in such a vulnerable way? And why is this request so powerful that it has moved Prince William to tears? The curiosity surrounding this moment grows because we know that the royal family's history is full of complexities and their personal lives are often shielded from the public eye. The king's final wish could be something that changes the course of royal history, or it could be something that touches the hearts of those who are closest to him. Whatever it is, the fact that it has affected Prince William so deeply suggests that it carries significant weight both for him personally and for the royal family as a whole. We can't help but wonder, what was this wish? Was it something that the king had planned for a long time, or was it a last-minute request that took everyone by surprise? When we think of Prince William, we often picture him as the future king, someone who is destined to carry the royal legacy. He's been trained for this role for years, and much of his public life has been shaped by his responsibilities as a future monarch. However, in this moment we see him as a son, a family member, someone deeply affected by the passing of his father. This human side of him is something we don't always see in the media, and it adds a layer of complexity to his character. It's easy to forget that behind the crown and the public duties, Prince William is still grieving the loss of a loved one, and this final request from the king could hold more meaning than anyone can fully understand unless they are in his shoes. As the details of the king's last request remain shrouded in mystery, our curiosity only deepens. What exactly was the king's wish? Was it something that Prince William knew was coming, or was it a complete shock to him? We can imagine the emotions that must have been running through William's mind when he heard it. Was he overwhelmed by the thought of the responsibility that lay ahead of him as the future king? Or perhaps he was touched by the personal nature of the request, knowing that his father had left him with something that was meant to guide him through a difficult time. Whatever the specifics of the request may be, the fact that it moved him to tears is enough to tell us that this moment will not be forgotten easily. We also can't help but wonder about the other members of the royal family and how they reacted to this revelation. Princess Anne is a key figure in the royal family, known for her duty and her no-nonsense approach to life. If she's sharing this personal moment with the world, then it suggests that this request was not just important for Prince William but for the entire family. What impact will this final wish have on the way the royal family functions in the future? Will it affect the way they view their roles and responsibilities, especially as the monarchy continues to evolve in the modern world? These are questions that we can only speculate on, but they add a layer of intrigue to an already emotional moment. It's important to remember that the royal family is not just a symbol of tradition and power, they are also a family with all the emotions, struggles, and complexities that come with that. In this moment we are reminded of the human side of the monarchy, something that often gets lost in the pageantry and the headlines. Prince William's tears are a reminder that even those who seem the strongest, the most composed, are still affected by loss and by the weight of their responsibilities. It's easy to forget that they have emotions just like the rest of us, but this moment reminds us that they too must navigate the difficult realities of life. The king's final request is not just a piece of royal history, it's a personal moment that speaks to the heart of the royal family. It's a reminder that beneath the public personas there are real people with real emotions facing real challenges. This moment has sparked our curiosity not just because it's a rare glimpse into the royal family's private life, but because it reminds us that at the end of the day they are just like any other family dealing with the loss of a loved one. We are left with more questions than answers, and that's what makes this moment so captivating. The suspense of not knowing what the king's final wish was keeps us wondering, while the emotional reaction of Prince William keeps us connected to the very human side of this royal story. Princess Anne shares the king's final request. This moment is both unexpected and powerful, and it has left many wondering why Princess Anne, someone who is often seen as quiet and private, would open up to the world about such a personal matter. The curiosity surrounding this moment is immense. Why would she reveal such an intimate detail? Why now? What could the king's final wish possibly be, and how does it affect not only the royal family but also the public who looks up to them? The mystery behind this moment holds our attention because it's not just about what was said but why it was said. What has made Princess Anne, typically a figure of discretion, speak out at this particular time? Princess Anne's decision to share the king's final request speaks volumes. She is known for her reserved nature, often stepping out of the limelight and avoiding any unnecessary attention. This makes her decision to speak up even more significant. In the royal family, where public image is everything, any private matter that is shared can create a wave of curiosity, and this is no exception. The fact that Princess Anne, in her usual quiet strength, chose to reveal this information suggests that it must have been a request of great importance. But what is it about the king's final wish that is so important that it needs to be shared? Was it something that needed to be passed down to the next generation, something that would affect the future of the royal family? As Princess Anne speaks, the curiosity only deepens. We know that the royal family is not known for revealing too much about their personal lives, so the fact that this private moment has become public is unusual. The question everyone is asking is, what exactly did the king request in his final moments? What could have been so significant that it made Princess Anne break her usual silence and speak openly? The curiosity surrounding the king's final wish leaves us in suspense. The royal family is a symbol of tradition, power, and continuity, but behind all of that, they are also a family with personal feelings, struggles, and moments of weakness. What if the king's request has something to do with his family's future, the role they play in society, or even how the monarchy is viewed by the world? We are drawn into this mystery because it's not just about the request itself but what it means for the royal family and for the future. If Princess Anne is sharing this detail, it must mean that it has implications for all of them. Perhaps the request is something that will influence the way they approach their roles in the future. Could it be something that changes their path, their responsibilities, or even how they are perceived by the public? The idea that the king's final wish could have such a large impact on the family and the monarchy is enough to keep anyone wondering what it might be. The emotional weight of this moment only adds to the suspense. The royal family's public persona is one of strength and unity, but moments like these remind us that they too are affected by the same emotions, doubts, and fears as anyone else. What if the king's final request reflects his own struggles or hopes for his family's future? This leads us to wonder how the king's request will affect the royal family's decisions in the coming months and years. The monarchy is constantly evolving, and this wish could play a role in that change. Could the king have foreseen challenges ahead for his family, or was this request a final piece of advice for those who will follow in his footsteps? This moment has the potential to shape the direction of the monarchy, and it's impossible not to be curious about what it could mean for Prince William, Princess Anne, and the rest of the royal family. If the king's final request is something that could alter the future of the royal family, it's something that will have ripple effects throughout their entire existence. The curiosity grows because we realize that whatever the king's wish was, it holds power. It's not just a simple request, it could be a turning point for everyone involved. As we continue to speculate about what the king's final wish might be, we find ourselves more connected to the royal family as people rather than just as symbols of power. Princess Anne in this moment is showing us a side of the royal family that we don't often see. We are used to seeing them in grand ceremonies, speaking at official events, and fulfilling their duties, but here, in this personal moment, we are reminded that they too experience real human emotions. The royal family is not immune to grief, to love, or to the complexities of life. Princess Anne's decision to share the king's final request forces us to consider the family as more than just figures on a stage. It brings us closer to understanding their human side, and that creates a bond with us, the public. This moment also raises questions about how we as viewers and admirers of the royal family see them. We often look to the monarchy for stability and tradition, but what happens when the family behind the crown is shaken? When they experience vulnerability, grief, and loss, we are reminded that they are not just royalty, they are people too. Princess Anne sharing the king's final request forces us to confront this reality. We can no longer look at them from a distance, as symbols of something untouchable and perfect. We begin to see them as human beings dealing with their own personal journeys, struggles, and emotions. It's a reminder that the royals, like everyone else, face moments of uncertainty and change. As this story unfolds, we are left with more questions than answers. The suspense only grows as we wait to find out exactly what the king's final wish was. Why was it so important that Princess Anne felt the need to reveal it? What does it mean for the future of the royal family? How will it affect the way Prince William as the future king moves forward in his role? The curiosity surrounding this moment keeps us on edge, eager to know more and wondering how it will shape the monarchy in the years to come. As we await further details, one thing is clear: the king's final wish is not just a simple request but a powerful message that will echo through the royal family for generations. And that is what makes this moment so captivating. The king's final request. The phrase itself carries a weight that goes beyond words. It's not just about the request, it's about the person who is making it, the timing of it, and the consequences it may have. When we hear that the king has made a final request, it instantly sparks curiosity. Why is it so important that it must be shared with the world? Why is it happening now? What does this request mean for the royal family, and more importantly for Prince William, who will eventually take the throne? The mystery of the king's final wish leads us to ask countless questions, and each one only adds to the suspense. The king, as a public figure, has always represented tradition, power, and duty. His final request is not just an ordinary wish, it's something that carries the weight of his legacy. The fact that his request is now being revealed adds a layer of intrigue. What could the king, a man of great responsibility, want in his final moments? What was so important that he felt the need to pass it on to his family? Was it a piece of advice, a warning, or something more personal? The curiosity surrounding the king's final request lies in the unknown. We don't know the details yet, and that uncertainty pulls us in. What was his wish? Why did he feel the need to make it? And how will it affect the future of the royal family? This moment holds significant emotional weight for the royal family, especially for Prince William. As the future king, his life has been shaped by duty, tradition, and responsibility. But in this moment, he is not the future monarch. He is simply a son grieving the loss of his father. This makes the king's final request even more powerful. We know that Prince William has spent his life preparing for the role of king, but no amount of preparation can truly prepare him for the emotional toll of losing a parent. The king's request could be something that guides him through this loss, or it could be something that challenges him in ways he never expected. Either way, it's clear that the king's wish is not something that Prince William can ignore. It will shape the way he moves forward, both as a person and as the future monarch. The curiosity about the king's final request is heightened by the fact that it is so private. The royal family is often in the spotlight, but moments like these, where personal emotions are involved, are usually kept behind closed doors. When Princess Anne reveals this request to the world, it raises many questions. Why is she speaking out? What made this moment so significant that it had to be shared? We know that Princess Anne, like her brother Prince William, has always been dedicated to her royal duties. She is not one to seek attention or share personal details, so the fact that she is speaking about the king's final wish is a big deal. It adds to the mystery of what the request could be. If she's willing to share it, it must be something important. But what could be so important that it needed to be passed on? As we think about the king's final request, we also have to consider what it means for the royal family as a whole. The monarchy is a symbol of tradition and continuity, but it is also constantly evolving. The king's final wish could be a reflection of the changing times, or it could be a reminder of the traditions that must be upheld. Whatever the request is, it is clear that it holds a significant place in the royal family's future. Could the king's request be something that will guide Prince William as he takes the throne? Could it be a message about the role of the monarchy in the modern world? These questions add to the intrigue and make us wonder what the king's final wish really means. In the midst of all this curiosity, we can't help but think about how this request will affect the royal family on a personal level. The king's death marks the end of an era, and his final wish could be a way to help his family navigate the future without him. It could be a call for unity, a reminder of their shared responsibility, or a wish for peace within the family. Whatever it is, the king's final request will not just impact Prince William but also the other members of the royal family. How will they all react? How will they carry out his wishes? The suspense of not knowing the details only adds to the emotional weight of this moment. The fact that the king's final wish is being revealed to the public adds another layer of complexity. Royal families are known for keeping their personal matters private, but in this case something has been shared with the world. What does that mean for the future of the monarchy? Is this a sign of transparency, or is it something that could change the way the royal family interacts with the public? The curiosity grows because in revealing this request, the royal family has allowed us a glimpse into their personal lives. It's a rare moment that reminds us that despite their public roles, the royals are human too. They experience the same emotions, grief, and struggles that the rest of us do, and this moment highlights that vulnerability. As we await more details about the king's final wish, we are left wondering what it means for Prince William and the royal family. How will this wish shape the way they move forward? What challenges will they face in carrying it out? And how will it affect the future of the monarchy? The curiosity continues to build as we wait for the answers to these questions. The king's final wish is not just a personal matter for the royal family, it is something that will have a lasting impact on the monarchy and its place in the world. We are all waiting to see how this moment unfolds, and the suspense makes it impossible to look away. In the end, the king's final request is more than just a simple wish, it is a turning point for the royal family. A moment that will shape their future and affect how they are seen by the world. It is a reminder that even the most powerful figures in society are still affected by personal loss, and that their decisions and actions can have far-reaching consequences. The curiosity surrounding this moment will only grow as we learn more about what the king's final request truly means. And as the story continues to unfold, we are reminded that the royal family, despite their status and fame, are just like the rest of us, facing the same uncertainties, challenges, and emotional moments that make us all human. Prince William overcome with emotion as Princess Anne speaks of King's final wish. This is a moment that catches our attention because it's so rare for someone in Prince William's position to show such deep emotion. Known for his composed nature and his role as the future king, seeing him overcome with emotion is both surprising and thought-provoking. Why is Prince William, who has been groomed for his royal duties his entire life, so visibly affected by this moment? What has Princess Anne revealed that has caused such a strong emotional reaction from him? This emotional outburst is unusual for someone in the royal family, and it leaves us wondering what exactly has happened behind the closed doors of the palace. The first thing that stands out about this moment is Prince William's tears. As the future monarch, he has always been expected to show strength, confidence, and control, but this scene shows a different side of him. It's clear that whatever Princess Anne has shared, it has deeply touched him. This emotional response makes us stop and think. What has Princess Anne revealed about the king's final wish that has struck such a powerful chord with Prince William? Is it a personal matter, or does it have to do with something bigger, the monarchy itself, the royal family's future, or even the world's perception of them? This question lingers, creating a sense of suspense as we wonder how this will affect the royal family moving forward. This moment also opens the door to curiosity about the relationship between Prince William and his father, the king. We know that Prince William has always had a strong sense of duty, and that his relationship with his father was built on a foundation of respect. However, this moment of vulnerability reveals that there was more to their bond than just royal responsibilities. What was the king's final wish, and how did it relate to Prince William's personal life? Did the king leave behind something that he wanted his son to carry with him, something that might guide him through difficult times? This raises many questions about the emotional dynamics within the royal family, especially between father and son. The king's final wish could be more than just a royal request, it could be a final message of love, guidance, or hope that Prince William will carry with him for the rest of his life. As we consider the significance of the king's final wish, we can't help but wonder how it will affect Prince William's journey as the future king. The royal family has always been a symbol of strength and stability, but behind that image, there are real people with real emotions, and this moment shows us that the future monarch is not exempt from those emotions. The king's final wish may be something that helps Prince William navigate the challenges that lie ahead. It could be a reminder of the responsibilities he will soon face, or an encouragement to stay true to the values that his father held dear. The emotional weight of this wish could shape the way Prince William leads in the future. It's not just about the monarchy's future, it's about the personal growth and evolution of a man who is about to step into one of the most significant roles in the world. This moment also invites us to think about the role of Princess Anne in this entire situation. Known for her straightforwardness and no-nonsense approach to life, Princess Anne is not someone we typically associate with displaying emotions or revealing personal family matters. So when she speaks about the king's final wish, it adds another layer of intrigue. Why has Princess Anne chosen this moment to speak out? What has the king asked of his family, and why is it so important that it has to be shared with the public? Princess Anne's decision to reveal the king's final wish suggests that whatever it is, it has a profound impact on the family, especially on Prince William. Her actions spark curiosity about her own feelings and thoughts regarding her father's wishes and the role the royal family will play in the future. The curiosity surrounding this moment also grows because we know that the royal family is often seen as a symbol of unity and tradition. They are expected to uphold the values of the monarchy, but what happens when personal emotions collide with those duties? This is where the king's final wish becomes even more compelling. It could be a message about unity, about moving forward together, or perhaps even a request for the family to find peace within themselves. The king, knowing that his time was coming to an end, may have wanted to ensure that his family would stay united despite the challenges they would face in the future. This idea of family unity resonates deeply, especially as we think about the pressures that come with being part of the royal family. Could the king's final wish be something that helps Prince William and the rest of the royal family navigate the difficult path ahead? This question lingers in the background, keeping us hooked as we await more details. The timing of Princess Anne's revelation also adds to the intrigue. Why now? Why is she speaking out about the king's final wish at this moment? What has made this the right time to share such a personal detail with the world? There's a certain mystery around why Princess Anne has chosen to reveal this information, and that only heightens our curiosity. Could it be that the royal family is preparing for some sort of change, and the king's final wish is meant to guide them through it? Is this revelation part of a larger plan, something that will help the family deal with what lies ahead? The idea of timing adds another layer to this moment, making it even more compelling. We want to know why now, and what this means for the royal family's future. As we wait for more details about the king's final wish, the curiosity continues to build. The emotional reaction from Prince William is just the beginning of this story. What exactly has been revealed, and what impact will it have on him personally, and on the monarchy as a whole? Will the king's final wish shape the way the royal family interacts with each other in the years to come? Will it affect how Prince William carries out his royal duties? The possibilities are endless, and that sense of uncertainty makes this moment all the more captivating. We are left wondering what the future holds for Prince William and the rest of the royal family as they navigate the aftermath of the king's final wish. This moment also reminds us that despite their public image as symbols of power and tradition, the royal family is made up of individuals with their own personal struggles, emotions, and experiences. Prince William's tears remind us that at the end of the day, they are a family, just like any other, dealing with the same challenges and emotions that we all face. Their lives may be under constant scrutiny, but moments like these show us that they are human too. And that human element is what makes this moment so powerful and so full of curiosity. What will the future hold for Prince William and the rest of the royal family as they move forward in the wake of the king's final wish? That is the question that keeps us watching and waiting for what comes next. The king's final wish and its impact on the future of the royal family. This statement alone brings with it an aura of mystery and emotion. When we think of the royal family, we often think of duty, tradition, and public appearances. But behind those walls there is a personal and emotional side that we don't always get to see. The king's final wish is something that will not just affect the immediate family members but will also influence the future of the entire monarchy. It's clear that the king's passing is a turning point for the royal family, and his final words or wishes hold an incredible amount of power. What was it about the king's request that made it so important that it needed to be shared with the world? What impact will this have on Prince William, Princess Anne, and the others in the family? The curiosity around this question builds with every passing moment as we eagerly try to imagine the future of the monarchy in light of these revelations. The idea that the king's final wish could change the course of the royal family's future is both captivating and unsettling. The monarchy is seen as a symbol of continuity, something that remains unchanged no matter what happens in the world. But the king's request challenges that perception. It shows us that even the most established institutions must evolve and adapt to new circumstances. The king in his wisdom may have known that change was coming and that his family would need to be prepared for the future in ways that they had not anticipated. This thought alone raises more questions than answers. What kind of change did the king foresee? What did he want his family to do in order to face that change? And how will his final wish guide them in the years ahead? For Prince William, the future king, this request is especially significant. He has been prepared his entire life for the role he is about to take on, but nothing can truly prepare him for the emotional burden that comes with it. The king's final wish could be a way for his father to ensure that Prince William is ready to step into his new role, but it could also be a reminder of the personal sacrifices that come with the crown. How will this wish affect Prince William's approach to ruling? Will it make him more compassionate, more understanding of the people's needs, or will it serve as a guide to help him deal with the immense responsibilities that lie ahead? We can't help but wonder how this final wish will shape his leadership style and his vision for the monarchy's future. This question of leadership is at the heart of the king's final wish. The monarchy is not just about the individual, it's about the legacy that is passed down from one generation to the next. The king's request could be a piece of advice, a call to action, or even a request for unity within the family. Whatever it is, it will undoubtedly shape how Prince William leads the royal family and how the world views the monarchy in the future. The curiosity surrounding this wish grows because it speaks to the heart of what it means to lead. Will Prince William be able to live up to his father's expectations? How will he take the king's final wish and make it his own? These are questions that are impossible to ignore, as they will have a lasting impact on the monarchy and its role in the world. What makes the king's final wish so intriguing is that it is not just a personal matter, it has the potential to affect the royal family as a whole. Princess Anne, who has always been a figure of strength and determination, revealing this wish to the public suggests that the king's request was not just for one person but for the entire family. The question we now ask is, what did the king want from his family in his final moments? Was it a call for unity in the face of future challenges, or was it a message of hope and guidance for each individual member? This reveals another layer of curiosity as we start to consider the broader implications of the king's wish. How will it affect not just Prince William but also the rest of the royal family? How will Princess Anne, Prince Harry, and others interpret the king's final request, and how will they move forward as a family? This moment of vulnerability within the royal family also raises questions about the monarchy's future. The royal family has long been seen as a symbol of tradition, but what happens when those traditions are tested? The king's final wish could be an indication that change is coming and that the monarchy will have to adapt to the changing times. But what kind of change? Will the monarchy continue to hold the same level of power and influence, or will it evolve into something different? The curiosity around this change grows because we are not just watching the royal family deal with personal loss, we are watching them prepare for an uncertain future. And as they navigate this moment of grief and transition, the world is watching to see what direction the monarchy will take. At the same time, this moment also speaks to the personal side of the royal family. They are often seen as figures of strength and resilience, but they too face moments of vulnerability and uncertainty. The king's final wish is a reminder that despite their public roles, they are still a family dealing with the same emotions and challenges that anyone else might face. This makes the king's wish all the more powerful. It is not just a request for the future of the monarch, it is a personal message for his children and the family he leaves behind. As the public, we are invited into this private moment, and that creates a sense of connection. We want to know how the royal family will move forward, how they will handle this loss, and how they will carry out the king's final wishes. The mystery surrounding the king's final wish is also amplified by the fact that we don't know what it is yet. The suspense builds as we wait for more information. What exactly did the king request, and how will it affect the royal family? The anticipation is almost palpable, as we wonder if this request will change the way the royal family operates, or if it will simply serve as a personal reminder of the king's love for his family. Whatever it is, we know that it holds a great deal of significance for Prince William and the rest of the royal family. The uncertainty about what the king's final wish entails only adds to the suspense. It's a mystery that we can't help but want to solve, and it's one that will keep us captivated as the story continues to unfold. The curiosity surrounding the king's final wish is not just about the request itself, but about the legacy it leaves behind. The king's final words or actions are a reflection of who he was as a leader and as a father. They will shape how the royal family moves forward and how they deal with the challenges ahead. As the public, we are invested in this moment because it is not just about the royal family, it's about the future of an institution that has stood for centuries. The king's final wish holds the key to what lies ahead, and that is what makes this moment so powerful and full of curiosity. The royal family's future shaped by the king's final request. When we think about the future of the royal family, we often picture a smooth transition from one monarch to the next. But the truth is, these transitions are never as simple as they seem. The king's final request could be the turning point that sets the course for the royal family's future, and with that comes both uncertainty and anticipation. We may expect Prince William to take the throne one day, but what we don't know is how this moment will shape his leadership or how the royal family will navigate the challenges ahead. The king's request isn't just a passing wish, it is something that could change everything. It's a secret that holds the power to affect not just Prince William but also Princess Anne, Prince Harry, and the entire. What was the king's wish and why is it so important? This question lingers in the air, drawing us into a story that promises to be both emotional and full of surprises. The curiosity surrounding the king's final wish is immense. The fact that the king, who was known for his strong leadership and commitment to duty, felt the need to leave behind a final message is both fascinating and intriguing. Why would he do this? What did he want his family to know? The idea that the royal family is not just about tradition and duty, but also about personal emotions, is something that adds a layer of depth to the story. We often forget that behind the crowns and titles, the royal family is made up of individuals with their own hopes, fears, and dreams. The king's final wish is a reminder that even the most powerful people experience the same emotions that we do. But what makes this wish so significant is that it's not just a private moment, it is a public one that will shape the monarchy for years to come. As we try to imagine what this wish could be, our curiosity continues to grow. Prince William, who has always been prepared for his future role as king, may now find himself faced with a different kind of challenge. The king's final wish could be the key to his personal growth and development as a leader. As the future monarch, he carries the weight of history and expectation on his shoulders. But this moment, shaped by his father's passing and the king's final words, could change the way he views his role. What did the king want Prince William to understand before taking the throne? Was it a lesson in leadership, or was it something more personal, a piece of advice, a call to stay true to his values, or perhaps even a wish for peace within the royal family? Prince William's reaction to his father's final wish tells us that it's more than just an ordinary request, it's something that will guide him through the most difficult moments of his life. The uncertainty surrounding this wish adds to the suspense, as we wonder how it will affect his journey as king. The fact that the king's wish has been shared with the public makes this moment even more intriguing. In most cases, royal family matters are kept behind closed doors, and personal emotions are rarely exposed to the world. But in this case, Princess Anne has chosen to reveal the king's final request. Why would she do that? What was it about this wish that was so important that it needed to be made public? This act of revealing the king's wish adds an extra layer of mystery and raises questions about the royal family's future. If Princess Anne felt the need to speak out, it must mean that the wish is not only deeply personal, but also of great significance to the future of the monarchy. Her decision to share this moment with the world opens the door for us to learn more about the royal family's internal dynamics and how they plan to move forward. This brings us to the question of what the king's final wish means for the rest of the royal family. It is clear that the king's passing marks a turning point, not just for Prince William but for everyone in the family. Princess Anne, who has always been a strong and independent figure, may have her own thoughts about the king's request. Her role in the family's future is just as important as Prince William's, and it's fascinating to think about how she, along with the rest of the royal family, will respond to the king's final words. What does the king's wish ask of them? Will it bring the family closer together, or will it create new tensions? The uncertainty surrounding these questions only adds to the curiosity. As the world watches, we wonder how the royal family will adapt to the changes that lie ahead, and how the king's final wish will play a role in shaping their future. Another intriguing aspect of the king's final wish is how it will affect the monarchy's public image. The royal family has long been a symbol of tradition, stability, and continuity. But now, with the king's passing and the revelation of his final request, there is a chance for the monarchy to evolve. The king's wish could be a sign of change, a signal that the royal family must adjust to new times and new challenges. Will this change the way the public perceives the monarchy? Will the royal family continue to hold the same level of influence, or will they need to find a new way to connect with the people? This shift in public perception is something that the royal family will have to navigate carefully. The king's final wish may offer them a path forward, or it may force them to confront difficult questions about their role in modern society. Whatever the case may be, this moment is one of transition, and the future of the monarchy depends on how the family moves forward. The suspense surrounding the king's final wish is further heightened by the mystery of what it actually is. The royal family has always been a subject of fascination, but it is moments like these, when personal emotions and private requests are brought into the open, that make us feel connected to them. The king's final wish is not just about the family's future, it's about the legacy he leaves behind. As we wait to learn more about what this wish entails, we are left to imagine all the possibilities. Could it be a wish for unity, for the royal family to stay strong and united despite the challenges they will face? Could it be a message about the importance of tradition, or a call to embrace change? The curiosity grows with every passing day, as we wonder what the king's final wish will mean for the royal family and the monarchy. In the end, the king's final wish is a moment of profound significance for the royal family. It is a turning point that will shape the future of the monarchy, influencing not just Prince William's path as king, but also the relationships within the family and their role in society. The curiosity surrounding this wish will continue to grow as we wait to learn more about what it means and how it will affect the royal family in the years to come. This is a moment in history, one that will be remembered not just for the passing of the king, but for the legacy he leaves behind through his final words.